All right, good morning, everybody. So, how many dear widows do we have today? Raise your hand. Well, not as many as I thought. Well, all the guys, I guess, are out in the woods, most of them, a lot of them, but glad to see some of you are here and made it, so welcome. We've got a really busy agenda this morning. But before we get started, I am going to ask Pastor Jeff Wells from Faith Christian Family Church to come up and say our opening prayer.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this time together this morning. Thank you so much for the representation of businesses here today, and even the ones that don't make it and can't make it, Lord. We thank you for blessing each and every one of them. And Lord, we pray even today for special protection for the hunters out in the woods today. Bless them and keep them and protect them as they're out and enjoying themselves. And Lord, we just dedicate this morning to you. We thank you for it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Jeff. Okay, a few announcements. In your bags, lots of information. So please take a few minutes later today when you go back to your office, whatever, to take a look at it. In your bags, you're going to find information about the new 2019 business directory that we publish. 5,500 of these are distributed out throughout the community, through the library system, through the hotels, through high traffic businesses, medical centers, hospital, that kind of thing. So they're getting out. We get them printed and delivered to us in January, and we get them distributed ASAP into the hands of people who can get them out into the public. It is a great piece for referring chamber member businesses over and above others in the community. So it's a good reference piece for you in promoting you, and also has a calendar of events and different information about our school system, our worship system here in Lapeer, and so on. So information is in your bag about advertising, and the price is very flexible, from an 8-page black and white to a full page 4-color. So lots of options. And Christmas parade is coming up, and it is closer than you think. So if your organization or your business is thinking about having an entry in the parade, the information is in your bag. And the theme this year, we wanted to make it something fun. So, for the kids and the scout groups and the young people in the parade. So it's a Charlie Brown Christmas. So parade application is in your bags. The other thing, and you will see these in your emails, if you are not the contact person at your business, if it's someone else, please ask them to make sure they distribute. We are having our annual holiday mixer on December the 6th, and that is going to be we're going to do 5:30 to 8. Normally we do 5:30 to 7:30, but we had so many people last year, and we don't want anyone to feel like they have to rush out of the event. It's a lot of fun. And this year, again, we are going to have it at the Mez. It will be, the Mez is a banquet room that's up above the Polar Palace skating arena. And this year, we are going to have this event in support of 2 local organizations in the community. The last couple of years, if some of you who have been there know, we always collect gifts and toys and toiletries and things for Holiday Depot. And because they do a great job of providing these things for families in need in our community at the holidays, so that no child wakes up without a gift. And they also provide meals and food so that these families can have a holiday dinner just like all the rest of us. And if you think about, that holiday morning and you're anticipating family and the excitement and the joy that you feel, Holiday Depot provides that. And also we're going to be collecting non-perishable food items for the Sunrise Kiwanis Backpack Program, and they'll be up here a little bit later, Carol Boom and Janine Kaprowski, to talk a little bit about that. So you can bring, and there is a list of items on the back of the mixer invitation that's in your bag. So some suggestions as far as the types of things that they're looking for the backpack program, and then obviously, gifts and things for Holiday Depot. So we hope that you will all come. Have a great time. The Chamber in Louise is providing the food, the buffet, and then it is a cash bar, always. So we hope that you will mark your calendars, and please, please, please RSVP so that we know in terms of food and seating and so on, as with any event. Also, January, the annual Citizen of the Year Award, and if there are any of you out here who are not familiar with that, the Citizen of the Year Award is an event that we have and that we host that recognizes individuals who do a lot of service in our community, volunteer work. This is not job related. So that will be Thursday the 24th, again at Devil's Ridge Golf Club on Metamore Road in Oxford. 5:30 to 6:30 we'll have cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. And at 6:30 the program will begin. So we recognize 2 adult recipients, 1 adult male, 1 adult female. So put your thinking caps on. Any of you who are part of a nonprofit organization, whether you're on the staff there or you are a volunteer, think about those amazing people who, you know, maybe they volunteer for 2 or 3 organizations, or they've been doing this for 15 years and they're giving their time to improve the quality of life for other people in this community. So we're looking for nominations, so that form is also in your bag. And then Wake Up Lapeer, there's a schedule, the dates for next year. If any of you would like to be a guest speaker presenter, we'd love to hear from you. I'd like to give that opportunity to members to come in and share your knowledge and your experience in a way that helps to educate your fellow members and businesses in the community. So you think about it, if you're interested in that, we do have the March date filled already. We're going to have a new rep from Office Depot here to talk about the store purchasing discount program, so that all of you should be taking advantage of that. There are cards on the table. You can download that discount card to your phone. You can now set up an online account, and she's going to be here to talk about all of those things and the items that are available. Just yesterday, I went and bought 2 new cartridges for our fax machine, and I saved what was it, $10 and something just on 2 cartridges. And if you think about using that card as you're purchasing paper, or if it's a desk calendar for the new year or planners, every little bit of that discount makes a difference. So, with all those announcements being done, I want to introduce our 2 new staff members. This is Terry, and she is going to be the new event person, and this is Carrie, our new admin person. Okay? And so they will become familiar faces and get to know all of you at various events and so on. And Pam is retiring. She's been event planning with us for several years and started out years ago as a volunteer and an ambassador and then came on board. So, and she'll still be around volunteering and hanging out with us. So we just want to thank Pam for all of her years of everything she's done for the Chamber. So let's give her a round of appreciation. All right, so I have chit-chatted and I have kind of hammered on, like 3 minutes over my time, I think. So anyway, I am very pleased to introduce our guest speaker today, Ellen Patnaude from LeadQuine. And so she's going to do a little interactive thing, so y'all can't be shy. Right, Ellen?
That's right. Thank you. You're welcome.
Hi. How are you doing? Are you nervous? Don't be nervous. This is going to be fun. So I'm Ellen Patnaude with LeadQuine, and I find it much more interesting to hear what you guys think than to just stand up here and tell you what I think. So that's kind of how we're going to roll this morning. Are you game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so like 3 of you are game? All right. Well, it could be a long 25 minutes, so, you know. All right. We're going to talk about networking, because we're all members of the Chamber, and we're here because we want to do some networking. We want to meet other businesses, right? I would assume that's kind of our purpose. So I'm here to talk about why the heck should we network? Why should we do it, and what's behind it? This is my turn to use the clicker now, right? Is that how we're going to go? All right, so I want to start by talking to you about why is this so uncomfortable? And I want to hear what you think. Why is this process so uncomfortable or intimidating? I really am going to wait for you to answer. So you don't know what to say to someone. Okay, why else? Out of your comfort zone? Yeah.
You don't know how they're going to respond to you.
Okay, you don't know how they're going to respond to you. Okay? Any other thoughts? Yeah.
You don't want to make a bad
You don't want to make a bad impression. Absolutely. Yeah.
Might have to work at remembering some names.
You know, that one trips us up a lot. Thank you for having the courage to admit to it. Yeah, absolutely. We might get nervous because we have to remember somebody's name. What if we can't remember their name? Any other thoughts?
Fear of rejection.
Okay, fear of rejection. Absolutely. Those are all very valid fears, very clear things. Pretty much hit everything on my list here. I think sometimes also we don't want to feel too salesy. We don't want to feel too pushy. You know, we feel like people think, oh God, here she comes. She just wants to sell me something. She just wants me to buy something, attend something, commit to something. I'm not ready for all of that level of commitment, right? All kinds of commitment issues come up. No, that's a different seminar. So, you know, but it's really uncomfortable. It can be very uncomfortable. So I also think there's this thing that we just think that business is going to magically come to us, right? Wouldn't that be great? Does that ever happen? To anybody? Seriously, I want to like rub your arm if that happens to you. Right. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So we might have to work a little bit. So I want to think about why should we network? And again, I've got some reasons I'm going to share with you, but tell me what you think. Why should we do it? Even though it's uncomfortable, why should we do it? Yes?
Because people do business with people they know.
People do business with people that they know. Absolutely. Putting a face to a business is hugely important. Other people. Why should we do it? Yeah.
Because if you may learn something or find out something that you're looking for or need, and if you share, then they know that there's this type of services available to them that they might not.
Absolutely. You don't know what's out there. If you're not talking to people, you don't even know what's out there. Anybody else? Why should we do it? Yeah.
Trust and rapport.
Absolutely. Building the trust and rapport with other people, that's how we are able to do more business. Okay? Well, I'm going to share a couple of reasons. Thank you for all of that input. This is great. So first and foremost, we want to learn about the other businesses. Some of these you guys hit on already. Second, I want to think about how can you help me? What can I get from, that's absolutely a goal of mine. When I go to any networking function and I'm meeting people, I'm sussing you out. I'm sizing you up. And I'm thinking, can you do something for me? Is there some way that you can help me, that your business can help me, make my life easier? I'm also thinking, can I help you? In what I learn about you, is there something that I can offer you that you might need, right? I'm also thinking about, do I know anybody who's going to need what you've got? Do I know anyone who could use your services or what you're offering? And then I'm also looking at you, are you a potential referral partner for me? Are you somebody that I can say, we've got a good relationship, we might not do business directly, but every person has something like 300 other connections. There's some statistic about it out there, right? So everybody's got this big circle of connections, of people that they're in relationship with. Either they're doing business with them or they just know them on a personal basis. So maybe you can do business with some of the people that are in my network, and maybe I can do business with some of the people that are in your network, right? So if we think about our frame of mind as we approach the process of networking, sometimes that helps transform the process for us. Sometimes it helps it feel a little bit more doable, or at least something we should push ourselves a little bit more to do, even when it is uncomfortable. So I want to give you a couple of quick ways that you can simplify this process. First of all, I want you to think about, why are you doing this? And you know, honestly, this changes for me from event to event. So yesterday, I'm also a member of the Flint Genesee Chamber. Yesterday, I attended their lunch. My purpose walking into that lunch was different than my purpose in coming to this breakfast today. The reason is because the demographics of these two chambers are very different. The level of relationship that I have in the room is different in each place, right? The size of company or the type of company that I'm going to meet in each of those locations is different. So I have different goals each time I walk into a networking event. My goals at a breakfast are different than they are at an after hours. So if you stop and think about, why are you doing this? Why are you going to this networking event? And clarify a couple simple goals for yourself, that's step one I would recommend. Step two is, I would encourage you to set a minimum goal. And what I mean by that is set a minimum goal of the number of people you want to make meaningful contact with. Now, no disrespect for the 3-minute lightning round card exchanges that happen. Get as many cards as you can. No disrespect to that process, because that also serves a purpose. But this isn't what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, because they did that at the lunch yesterday, right, Sam? They did that at the lunch yesterday. They do it all the time. Meet at least 3 people, give them your business card. If you come back to your table without at least 3 business cards, you failed in this exercise, is basically the message. They're not that mean about it, but that's kind of, that's the message. But when I go into it, I have this minimum goal for myself that I want to make meaningful contact with at least 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. Again, it depends on the event. It depends on what I've said about number 1. But I have a goal of how many people I want to make meaningful contact with, enough so that when I do take their business card, I can write a note to myself on the back about what the next step is with that person. Have they said, hey, I want to know more about this weird horse thing that you're doing. Send me some information about that. Or have they said that they want to be part of the newsletter? Or have they said, we've got some challenges in our business and I'm not really sure what to do about them. So the next step would be, well, let's sit down and talk about it, right? So whatever it is, that minimum goal means I'm making meaningful contact. And for me, meaningful contact means I have a clear next step when I leave that event. Does that make sense? So think about what your minimum goal might be. And then third, approach somebody and get started. That's the fun part. Except for all you introverts, that's the really painful part. Right? So, and it seems like such a simple thing. It's really easy to say it. You notice I didn't say networking made easy. This isn't easy stuff. Even for us extroverts, it's not necessarily an easy process, and it's not even always a comfortable process. I'll do a little moment of true confession here. This is being recorded, isn't it? All right, true confession. When I first started coming to this chamber, I am not from these here parts. I am a native of Detroit, like the big city. And I have not lived in this area very long. And I don't know very many people. It's a little uncomfortable and intimidating. Even as an extroverted person, it's a little uncomfortable and intimidating because you're all new to me. Now when I walk in, there's like 10 people I know I'm going to see and I'm going to be able to say hi, and it's always been a very good experience. But initially it's a little scary because I don't know everybody. It's the same for anyone that's approaching a networking event. Even if you are an extrovert, it can be a little uncomfortable. So just approach somebody and get started. Would you like a few steps of what you could say or ask? Say yes. Oh, good. I'm so glad you asked. All right, here's some questions that you can ask. These are steps that I follow. Fair warning, for those of you that are introverts, I need you to brace yourselves now. After we go through this list of 5 or 6 questions, I'm going to ask you to get up and try it. So I know. I want you to brace yourselves now for this process. The first thing I want to ask somebody when I approach them, hi, my name is, and tell me a little bit about your business. What is it that you do? What's the heart of your business? Are you an insurance company? Are you with a media group? What's the heart of your business? And specifically, what do you do in your business? What's your role? What's your relationship? Why do you think that would be an important thing to find out?
So you know who you're talking to.
So you know who you're talking to?
Go to the top.
Yeah. Is this a decision maker? Is this somebody that is, as the chief was saying while we were eating breakfast, is the face of the person that you're meeting, is this one of the sort of the lower level employees in terms of pay scale in the organization? Are they making your first impression? Or are you actually meeting the chief? Are you meeting the boss, right? So understanding where they fit within the organization can be an important part of the conversation. Second thing, tell me who your ideal client is. Who's your target market? Who are you looking for? And when I meet someone, this is just like a fair warning to everybody. I'm a little bit of a harsh critic on this, although I'm very nice when you talk to me one-on-one. If you do this, I will not be mean to you. I just want you to know that. When I say, so who's your ideal client? Who's your target market? Oh, really, anyone. Okay, that narrowed it right down. Yes, okay, you would accept business from anyone. Every single person in this room had better say that. We would accept business from anyone, for sure, right? But if you don't target your message to somebody specific, what happens when you cast that wide net might not be what you were expecting or hoping for, right? So asking someone that question can be very revealing. How much thought have they given to identifying their ideal client? So how do your clients come to you? Are you more web-based? Do people find you on the internet? Or are you, is it a referral-based business? Like, how do your clients come to you? Next, I want to know what you love about your business, because that says something to me about the relationship you have with it as well. And honestly, the people that brought up the whole trust and rapport thing, that's a big one. If you're like, ugh, when I ask you that question, that's going to tell me something. It says something about whether people want to do business with you or not if you are not portraying a passion for what you do. So I like to ask that question, and it's not a trick question. I'm not trying to trick people. I'm genuinely trying to find out, what do you love about what you do? And as someone who has had plenty of jobs that they were not particularly content in, I can tell you that something that happens in our brains when we ask someone, what do you really enjoy? What do you love about what you do? Our brains go there. Even when we're having a bad day, they still go there. I also want to know, what are some of your challenges? What are some of the challenges of your business? Now, this is the question for me that starts to pivot things around to, where can I see whether there is a logical place where our businesses intersect? Because if you can tell me what's challenging in your business, I'm thinking about, are there ways in which I could potentially, if I knew more and we had a little more time to get to know each other, could I potentially offer you solutions? Because I am never that person that's going to say, oh, we've got a workshop for that, or oh, we've got a solution for that. But I am going to say, that's really interesting. It's a really interesting challenge. I'd love to learn more about it. I'd love to learn more about your business and what you're already doing to try to meet that challenge, because I want to see what are some of the possibilities, what are the options. And in this 5-minute conversation, there's not enough time to find that out, right? So just to be clear, this is just to kind of scratch the surface. What are some of the challenges? When a business owner says to me, we don't have any, I say, oh, okay, nice to meet you. Because clearly what you're saying to me is, I don't want to talk to you. All right, fair enough. I'm not here to push myself on you, right? So just, that can go in a couple different directions. Last but not least, may I tell you a little bit about my business? We've now spent a few minutes with me asking several questions to learn about you and your business. This is the way where I switch the conversation, because I want to stay in control of this conversation. If I'm asking these questions and I'm guiding it, that's another important thing about networking. If you stay in control of the conversation, then it becomes a little bit easier to extract yourself. By show of hands, have any of you ever been caught in a conversation that you just could not figure out how to get out of at one of these networking events? Yeah, right, like everybody in the room. So this is my little tip for how to do it. Stay in control of the conversation. When it gets to this point, may I tell you a little bit about my business? Great. Here's what we do. Give a very brief synopsis of what you do. I think it would be really interesting to talk further with you. Would you be willing would you be willing if I reached out to set up a time and talk with me? Excellent. I'm writing that on the back of your business card. And it was great to meet you. Enjoy the rest of the event. And walking away. Okay? Doesn't have to be complicated, and it certainly doesn't have to be rude. And you also don't have to be trapped. Does this make sense to you? It's kind of a flow of things. Does it seem doable? Are you willing to give it a try? I need you to say yes to that. Yes. Oh, good. I'm so happy you're willing to give it a try. Good job. All right, I'm going to leave this up here because it's a little bit of a cheat sheet for you. And I'm going to ask you to, first of all, just stand up. Everybody stand up for me, please. Stand up. Now, I would like to, I want to guide you through this a little bit step by step before I just turn you loose to practice the questions. So if you'll humor me in that process. I know for a fact that some of you are sitting with coworkers and or people you know really well and talk to all the time. I don't know if that's the case with everyone, but I know for a fact it's the case with some of you. I'm not going to point to the library staff right now, but I love you guys. So, what I want you to do first is I want you to find someone in the room that you've either never met before or you don't know them very well. Certainly there's a lot of room to learn about their business and what they do. So first, find a partner. Once you've got a partner, stand with that person, and then we'll go to step 2. Go ahead, find somebody and stand with that person. All right, hold on. I'm so glad you're so chatty, but wait a second. All right, does everybody have a partner? Does everybody have a partner? Okay, now I want you to put a finger in the air, preferably an index finger. It's not polite to point with other fingers. Okay, on the count of 3, you're gonna point to your partner and say, you go first. 1, 2, 3. You go. Mostly that's just very amusing from up here. Okay, so whoever is gonna go first, listen up. Listen up, please. Whoever's gonna go first, I would like you to take about 3 minutes, and I'm gonna time you. You got about 3 minutes. Try and see how much of this conversation you can guide your partner through. So you're taking the lead first on asking the question. So you're approaching, hi, my name is, tell me a little bit about your business. Okay? And at 3 minutes, I'll call time. Okay, go ahead and begin. All right. Time's up. Can I ask you to pause for just a moment? So, how did that first conversation go? Did it go pretty well? Okay, now what I want you to do is switch, and I want the other person to practice taking the lead this time. Again, you can use these questions as your guide. You've got 3 more minutes. Go ahead and begin. All right, your time is up, my friends. Go ahead and shake your partner's hand and say, thank you for being my partner, and find your seats. So this is the hard part, right? To get you to stop talking to one another once you've started. So just say thank you for being my partner and have a seat. We're going to wrap things up. Oh look, even some business cards being exchanged. It worked. All right. So I want to tell you, especially those of you who are very, task-oriented, if you did not get through all of these questions in your 3 minutes, it's okay. That was not meant to be the case necessarily. So let me just ask you, how did that go? Generally speaking, how did it go? Good, loved it, great, okay. Did you learn something about your partner that you did not already know? How many people found ways in which their business might directly intersect with the business of the person they were talking to? Like directly you could think about doing business with that person. Okay. Now, how many of you, and this could be the same people that just raised their hands, how many of you also saw ways in which you could refer business to the person you were talking to? Okay, good. And did that come up as part of the conversation at all? Just curious. For a couple people it did, okay. I mean, you didn't have a lot of time, right? So if it didn't, there's no judgment here. It's okay. But you can see how the conversation could progress. Now, even if it was a little uncomfortable to get started, once you got started, was it a fairly easy conversation to have? Excellent, good. I want to share a couple of thoughts with you as we wrap this up together about networking and about the perception that people have of you. And the reason why, when you all sit together, I don't want anybody to feel picked on, so this is not targeted at anyone. I don't want you to feel picked on. But I want you to understand, especially for somebody that comes to networking events alone most of the time, like me, that's part of the intimidation factor. I'm walking into the room alone. If there's a group of you that come from a business together, you're sitting together, it's a little intimidating, to be honest with you. It's a little intimidating because it doesn't make you super approachable, to be honest. It sort of feels like, oh look, they're there together, they must want to sit together and talk with each other. So even though I wanted to talk to somebody from that group, I don't really know them, so maybe next time. right? And so you may miss opportunities that you're not even aware are there, simply because people are a little intimidated by the fact that you're all sitting together. The other thing is, what a missed opportunity. If there are 3 or 4 or 5 of you that are from the same organization, how many tables are there in here? Like a dozen, easily? So you could spread yourselves out. You could move around the room and you could make connections and work the room in a whole different way. Yesterday at that lunch in Flint, there were a couple different people from the same organization that kept winning all the stupid door prizes. And I was amazed. I don't remember what organization it was. I don't know if you do, Sam. Yeah, they were like 6 people scattered all over the room, and every time they called somebody's name, they popped up from a different location. And so, of course, knowing I was doing this today, I was like, oh, I'm so using that. Because they're spreading themselves around the room, right? My business partner is going to come work for our business full-time after the first of the year. Yay! And we're never going to sit together. And we like each other. We're never going to sit together at an event, because what a missed opportunity if we do, right? We have in the past, but we're not going to do that anymore moving forward, because it's better for us to get more business. Okay. Thank you for playing with me. I really appreciated your willingness to engage. So the slide that I wanted to show says, I want you to set your goal. What is the next networking opportunity that you are going to take advantage of? What's the next networking event that you are going to go to? I want you to think about it. If you have to crack open your calendar to look and see, that's fine. So if you identify what's the next networking event that I'm going to attend, what's your goal walking in the door? What do you want to get out of it? Who are you likely to meet at that networking event? Who might be there? Set your goal of what you want to try to get out of it. Decide what's your minimum number of meaningful contacts that you want to try and make, and what does meaningful contact look like for you? Because I told you what it looks like for me, and it might be different what it looks like for you. So what does it look like for you? And then gather your courage, take a deep breath, and dive right in. There's something about somebody coming up to you with their hand extended to say, hi, I'm so-and-so, it's so nice to meet you. Tell me your name, tell me about your business. People open right up, because guess what our favorite thing in the world to talk about is? Ourselves. So, all right, so set your goal and get going. So in conclusion, I want to point out, we have partnered with Web Center, which is our homegrown web design company right here in Lapeer, and they have designed us a beautiful new website, if I do say so myself, which just went live this week. I am very excited to say. Braden wanted to be here this morning and was not feeling well, so he did not join us, but I want to encourage you, check out our new website that Web Center built for us, because it's beautiful. In your packets, this is one of the things that you will find this morning. On the front, some nice pictures of stuff that we do, because the visuals are always powerful. On the back, more detailed information about the different kinds of workshops that we offer. We've really expanded our menu of options. So everything we do is kind of like this. It's all really interactive, because you're much more interesting to listen to and get ideas from than just me talking up here. So I point you in that direction if you want to learn more and want more information about what we do. Thank you very much for playing with me. I had a great time with you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your event. Thank you.
Ellen, that was great. It was great. Pointed out a lot of things that I know I have seen with all of the networking events and things that we do with the chamber. So I hope that this information was helpful to you, and that it will help you to kind of step out of your comfort zone a little bit and begin making new contacts. And the more you do it, any behavior, the more that we do it, the easier it gets, and it will begin to feel very natural. So thank you, Ellen. Great. It was wonderful. Okay, so our first sponsor, Emily Caswell from View Newspaper Group. Come on up here, Emily and Pete. Now don't be shy. Step out of your comfort zone.
I'm not Emily. I'm Pete Clinton with the View Newspaper Group, and I just want to touch base on a couple things. When Dina from the library asked me what one of our challenges was, it's when I'm sitting with a client talking about advertising, they go, Pete, do people still read the newspaper? And I go, absolutely. So recently we had a third-party audit done for our newspaper, and we had some really wow facts that came out of that. And two, real quick, I just want to share. With our Lapeer View product, which is direct mail to everybody in Lapeer County, which is over 34,000 households, 100% something they would call up and they would know they would know who we are. Yes, we know who Lapeer Area View is. And the bigger number out of that was 71% of the households in this county use our paper to make buying decisions. So think about that in your local business. When you're trying to reach out to the local area, who's making buying decisions, who's your target market, and what are they using? 71% of the people, households, are using our paper to make buying decisions. And one thing I left on everybody's table is a couple of holiday opportunities that we have with our products. So if you have any questions, Maria's over there, one of our reps. I'm here, Carla and Joe were able to make it. Please touch base, we can sit down and talk about the plan.
Thank you. I am Emily, and I am here with some very exciting news. Hopefully you've seen a little bit about it, heard the buzz. We have announced our newest event, Bowling and Bow Ties. This is set for Saturday, January 19th at Gerlach's Bowling Center. You will find registration forms in your bag. I will advise you that if you have an interest in this event, you should sign up immediately. Our very first person to claim a VIP team is in the room. And given that and the number of teams that come with sponsorships, we only have 6 VIP teams left. And there are limited regular teams as well. So you gotta get a team of 4 together. Sign up today. This is going to be an absolute blast. There are also sponsorships available, and if you'd like to secure one of those, you can see Peter and myself. Again, many of them come with a team, so if you want to secure a team for your friends or coworkers, that's a good way to do it. And as you know, when you sponsor an event with View Newspaper Group, you get a ton of promotion. We run a ton of marketing, advertising to get people to this event, and here's why. Because we usually benefit a great cause, and this event is no different. We're going to benefit the Lapeer County Department of Veterans Affairs. We are super proud to partner with this organization, and this event is going to be awesome. It's not your normal bowling event. Our team's going to work to transform Gerlach's for a night of kind of swanky bowling. There will be heavy appetizers, cash bar featuring a signature cocktail, and regarding the dress code, as the name implies, we would like you to wear a bow tie. No other formal dress is required, except bowling shoes, but we want you to wear a bow tie, just kind of have fun with the theme. So again, you can see Pete, myself, Maria, Wes to sign up, to talk sponsorships. We are so excited, January 19th. I hope to see you all there.
Thank you very much, Emily and Pete. Okay, our next sponsor, Debbie Uren from Lapeer County Sportsman's Club.
Hi, I'm Debbie Uren from the Lapeer County Sportsman Club, and I've been a member there for over 5 years, and I am one of the board members there. The Lapeer County Sportsman Club has been in Lapeer County for over 50 years, and our pledge to both the environment and the community is the foundation in which we built this club. We're located at 1213 North Lake George Road in Attica, Michigan. With over 50 acres to offer, everyone is assured to finding something of interest. We have venues such as archery, cowboy shooting, handgun steel, muzzle loading, small bore, rifle, shotgun, pin shooting, and lots more. So there's something for everyone here. Our club has a 200-yard rifle range, 6 shotgun fields, the best 3D archery course, along with 2 pistol buildings and Cowboy Town. Also, we offer a number of classes throughout the year, such as youth archery, hunter's education, which our classes in 2019 will start in July, concealed pistol classes, which will start in April of 2019. That's a 2-day class that runs from 6 to 10 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday evenings. Small bore classes are starting in April on Tuesday evenings, and we also have NRA range safety officer classes. To become a member, you attend our first meeting. It's the first Wednesday. You would come at 6 o'clock at night, and you would attend an orientation, and then our official meeting is at 7, and you would be accepted into the club. What I'm really here for today, though, is to talk about our Wild Game Dinner. The Wild Game Dinner is going to be February 9th. You'll have this flyer in your packet. So it's February 9th, excuse me. Doors open at 5 p.m. It's a catered event, so we will be having venison and pheasant along with a carving station. There'll be plenty of door prizes, bag prizes, raffles, 50-50, live auction, and gun blitzes all night long. Once again, that's Saturday, February 9th. And I do have tickets here with me today. Adults are $30 and children are $15. And the age group for that is children 5 to 12. If you're interested in getting tickets, this is a great item to have and consider for Christmas gifts. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Deb. Shall we dance?
We'll dance. We'll dance.
We like to dance. Okay, our member focus is my good buddy Glenn Ream, Vietnam Veterans of America, number 287.
Good morning. Woke up before my alarm clock, a real good sign. A couple of things I want to touch on. If you've seen the write-ups and pictures in the newspaper on our War on Terror monument that we fortunately got installed in Veterans Park. A lot of people after our ceremony stopped by to view it. The city provided the foundation for it. My contact person was Deb Marquardt, and I got together with some of the people from Parks and Recreation. We established the spot, and it was in place for Veterans Day. We will be dedicating that on Memorial Day of next year. There's 2 names on there currently. Hopefully we will never have to add any more. Next thing I want to talk about is there's a paper here called Know the 5 Signs. They're in your packages. We have a terrible amount of suicides, not just in our veterans, but in society itself. If you read the top line, it says, half of all lifetime cases of mental disorders begin at age 14. There's a list here, what you can look for. It can be in your own house. It can be a friend of yours. It's not just out here in our veteran society. We have a large number of youth that are committing suicide. Why? Because people do not know what to look for. If your child comes up and had a bad day at school and they're really down and parent goes, well, you know, we all have this same thing. Well, as it continues on and we know about people who like to do bullying in school, it can be verbal, it can be physical, and people do not know how to respond. When I was growing up, if you had a problem, you took care of it. I had this one young lad that was continually harassing me. And I played sports in school, football, and one day he kind of got between myself and one of the school buses when we were loading up. We really became good friends after the confrontation. And now if you do that sort of thing, now you're not supposed to retaliate, okay? Words, there's an old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. I've been there. I do not let them bother me because of the fact that It's not going to do anything to keep all these bad things in your mind. Look at the person, because that person, obviously, you will not be their only target, okay? You learn after a while, you anticipate what, with people that you've been in contact with over the years, they're not going to change. So you absorb this and no, you're not going to get to me. Because I had for a long time carried some severe anger issues, and I got that set aside and realized that there's no purpose in letting the bad things take over your brain cells. That was taught to me by the VA when I went to counseling. Somebody coming up and thanking you during the day when you're out and about someplace, put that there. Don't shove those negative things aside, seriously, because you will drive yourself crazy. And one last thing, thank you for the View newspaper group who did a fantastic job on our war on terror and coverage of all our veterans, things that have gone on up here around in the county, including the dinner in North Branch. That we fed, I'm also a member of that group. We fed over 300 people, veterans and their families. And Pam did a duet of the national anthem with the young lady from the band from Lapeer here. I had never heard anything like it. She also did our national anthem on Thursday, so, or Monday. So just, you know, everything, what I do in the community, I'm just kind of now the conductor. When I started out 19 years ago, it was all on my shoulders. But thanks to the chamber, the newspapers, and all the other veterans organizations and people in this community have made life a lot easier for me. So the next one will be a little bit of a break coming up, and then it'll be working on Memorial Day again. So, and I have to do the chamber parade on December 1st.
Christmas parade.
Christmas parade. So thank you very much for your time, and please read this.
Thank you, Glenn. Okay, Deb Marcourt, Holiday Depot.
Thank you, Nita. Good morning, everybody. It's Christmas time. And luckily we don't have the snow, but it is Christmas time, and I need your help with being elves. I'm an elf, and it's just really fun. Every day I see something new, exciting coming into our location. If you don't know where we're at, we're right downtown, right next in the same building as the chamber. Instead of going in their door, just turn left. Come visit us. Nice Christmas. Yesterday we received a huge amount of clothes. We received 250 pairs of shoes this last few weeks. We just, everything. We're so blessed every single day to try to match our families in need with our donors. So we're kind of a clearinghouse. We have a lot of different things that you may be able to help with. But anyway, we're a clearinghouse. We match families with a donor, or we have families that come in and shop. You can put a gift in one of our 41 barrel locations. You can just bring in an item to our store. You can refer families that you see in the community that may need our help. It's just everything that we receive in Lapeer stays in Lapeer. Right now in your packet is a little flyer that shows we're doing a personal items drive. So if you have time or a place in your business, church, and can help gather some locations, that would be wonderful, and I'm running out of time. So love to talk to you if you have any more questions after the breakfast. Thanks. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Deb. Okay, the Refuge Homeless Shelter, Andrew Terry. Come on up here, Andrew.
Thank you. Morning, my name is Andrew. I am manager of the Refuge Homeless Shelter. Wade Jenkins, he is here also. He's my associate. He is the president of the board of directors. And we're new to the chamber, so we just wanted to do a quick introduction of what we do. If you're not familiar with what we do, we partner with local churches in order to give shelter and food to the homeless and the displaced people of Lapeer County. And it's something that we've been doing since 2002. And we also have the Gathering Place, which Wade Jenkins also manages, and that's downtown Lapeer. That is our day center that's open year-round, that we help aid the homeless and other displaced citizens there and help them find the services that they need and the aid that they can get to. So if you want to know more about the Refuge Homeless Shelter, you can go to our website, www.therefugelapeer.org, or you can search for us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, get all the news and updates that we have that's going on there. Also, you can talk to Wade or I after the breakfast. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Sunrise Kiwanis Club of Lapeer, Carol Boone. Carol's going to talk with us a little bit about that.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm from Lapeer Sunrise Kiwanis Club, and our main project is feeding children who are food insecure in our schools on the weekends. So just picture this. You get up on Saturday morning and there's nothing for you to eat. You're hungry, you might eat something, but not what you really want, and it gets to be lunchtime. We all get grumpy if we're like an hour off our food time, but these children have sometimes a weekend where they have no food or very little food. So our project is, we feed 305 children and their families every weekend. So there are younger siblings at home that have deprivation of food and often not good food. So we look for high protein foods. They're in the process of developing their brains. So we look for support. We do fundraisers, but we need your support. We happily accept donations, and if you come to the holiday mixer and bring food, look for foods that can be stored without refrigeration and that are easily opened, that have good protein. I have lots more to say, but no more time. So I'd be happy to talk to any of you after. We're also happy to accept donations of even $5 up to thousands. So thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Yes, so keep that in mind when you come to the holiday mixer, and let's help them fill those backpacks, and let's help Holiday Depot make sure that we're providing good, joyful Christmases and food and meals and things for families in need in our community. And sometimes, like Carol said, if you can imagine, how many coffee drinkers are here? What is the first thing you go for in the morning when you get up? And how do you feel when you don't have that first simple cup of coffee? I don't care if it's black, cream, and sugar, doesn't matter. So you can imagine a child getting up and maybe they're eating crackers, but certainly something that isn't healthy and nutritional and helping their little bodies to grow and to develop. So think about that, and please come to the mixer and be generous to these two organizations. Okay, Tammy Beauchamp of Goodwill Industries of Mid-Michigan. Hi, Tammy.
Good morning. I'm Tammy Beauchamp, and I'm in A. I'll try really hard. So Mandy and I, Mandy Board, we actually work in the mission side of Goodwill. Everybody knows our stores, they know the donation, and they buy, and I thank you very much for doing that, because all the profits that are made in the stores come over to our department, into mission services. And we actually help people that are on a path to employment and have a barrier to employment. We actually help them with training and finding employment and anything, assessing, and anything they need to get to that. But the thing that I really wanted to talk about today, and there is some information in your bags, is we have recently partnered with Google. They picked 18 Goodwills across the country. They started a new program called the Google IT Support Professional Certificate. It's a self-paced online program. We do some hands-on labs. But it's great for people that are working or going to school. And Google actually gave us 30 scholarships to give to people. And so we are looking for good candidates who are in the need, that want to go into the IT field. It's about an 8 to 10 month program, self-paced. You can do it faster, and you have up to a year. So there's information in your packets. They look like this. My information is on there, so please let me know if you want to talk about it, because it's a fantastic opportunity for people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, Bob Odell, Lapeer County ISD. I know Bob was going to try to make it, wasn't sure because there were some meeting changes. Doesn't look like he was able to be here. Okay, so we're going to do door prize drawings and 50-50.